What is going on, everybody? I keep telling you that I think $50,000 is really programmed in, cooked into the books for Bitcoin. I think that we're about to have a nice big parabolic move. We're going to have a gigantic run. You know that as well as I do. The question really is, when will it happen? And as we sit right now, what we're watching is a fight breakout in the last couple of hours. I'm going to spare you the details, but before we do, if you like this type of content, please make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, the bell to be notified of future content, and we will try to make sure that we're providing you with the best content that we possibly can that believes crypto. Now, I'm going to pop up on the screen here what you guys can see. This is the fight that's breaking out right now on the daily chart. Now, there's a level of support here, which is 42,700. Call it between 42.7 and 43. And you can see right now, ironically, we are just closing right above that, almost in the range, if you will. So we just closed at the time of this filming, 6 p.m. You just saw it kind of tick into the new the new zone here. So we have a new candle being minted. We closed down from the previous day, but we closed above 42.7. Now, what that should mean is what we should be seeing is a reversal over the next day or two or three or four, and a real sort of strong move by Bitcoin. Now, this coincides right now with the Fed, who are going to make an announcement tomorrow. Now, zooming out here, 49,010, that was the previous high. So the question now becomes, what does it look like for this move? Now, I want to point out that, we saw this kind of move right here. We saw a tiny correction. We're seeing that kind of play out a little bit over here. So it is possible that we're about to see another really big move. Now, zooming in just a little bit, of course, this is the long-term trend line that we've been talking about for a long period of time. This is really just kind of a parabolic sort of line associating this blue line right here. It's just, this has really been going on for over a year now, all the way back here. And look, we broke underneath it around the middle part, September, October, came right back in, and we've just been along this thing the entire time. Now, if you watch Crypto Zombie or somebody like that, you say, he turned it into a parabolic curve cycle, which fair enough, because that's exactly what I was getting at too in the original move. And these are taking a little bit longer than what you would like for them to take. But I mean, it's still within the range of, this is still happening the way we've all kind of said that it was going to happen. Now, as you can see, we're above that line again and continuing to push. And look, if we're continuing to push upwards on this line, then, I mean, it becomes obvious that we are headed to at least 54,000. Now, the question, of course, is when will that happen? And because if everybody knew, everybody would place their bets, if you will, on that specific time. We don't know. What we know is sentiment. How does the market feel? How does the market react? And what we're looking at right now seems to be some positive momentum leading into, even on a big pump that ended up on a red candle, it's still a big pump. We still had a nice day. The U.S. market came in, and as you know, U.S. market are takers. They're not makers at this point. They will make, and I assure you, it will take the U.S. market making this move to make this move. But the broader market for the United States right now is really kind of a taker. But we've seen new wallets being added to Bitcoin. We've seen more interest being added into Bitcoin. We've seen a lot of positivity in this overall and broader market and the news cycle as well. So I would venture to say that we're probably looking at a big move coming very, very soon. I can see the RSI kind of rolled over. It's in money flow coming in right now. And if you look at the dailies, it's really been pretty good, pretty good overall. Looks like we might have a come down, but we've seen this happen before, and it just continues to shake and bake, baby, and just continues to kind of take off. So, we might end up seeing we might end up seeing the same thing. So, I'm kind of expecting another big move. Looking at the price, we're 43,000 right now. None of you guys thought we were going to be there. Most of you said we were going to go to 37,000, 36,000. I mean, I told you 38.5 and that we were going to be on our way. And that's basically what happened. So where does that leave us? Well, 50,000 is imminent. I've just got to say that. We've been waffling on it for a little while, and we do need a catalyst, if you will. But that catalyst is and has been that Bitcoin ETF. Now, you might not like the fact that it did not pump all the way to 50 because of the because of the rush to it or into it leading in. But look, we're at the level right now that we're testing, and we're going to continue breaking up. And at some point, pretty soon, we're going to end up right about here in the next couple of days. Probably going to be part of tomorrow when we do the Fed. As you can see from this news thing here, we got the Fed press conference going to happen at 13:30 hours, and the forecast and the actual are 5.5. No changes are anticipated or expected. Now that will also tell us in what Jerome Powell says whether or not we're going to continue on. And if we continue on and we're looking at 1 or 2 more months of maintaining where we are, then we could start to see rate cuts. We start to see rate cuts, then all of the markets really start to go crazy. So, that's kind of what we're waiting for. We're not sure what's going to happen right now. We have a pretty good idea. We have a pretty good idea that that's what's getting ready to happen. But let's move over here and look at Ethereum for a little bit. Ethereum bouncing into, and look, we've got it on our fib right here, and busted through the 0.32 last couple of days. We're still, and by the way, if we run this down to the 1 hour, you can see that we bounced up. Got a nice little move. Used the 20 MA for support, and we just did the same thing, which would indicate to me that we probably got some more upside coming. The RSI, it got a little soft and weak right here as we corrected back down. That looks like it's probably ready to curl back around, and we're about to get off to the races one more time. So if that's the case, then fantastic. We're going to continue moving on. Next up is going to be 24.90 or 24.50. So we've got a little bit of a ways to go to get there, but it doesn't look like it will take that long if we get that sort of run. Solana was kicking it really well up here at $1.06 or $106, and did not hold that position. Came down, lost the 50 MA. Now that that's kind of, you get nervous when you see something get broken like that. We bounced off of it once, and then we broke it. Then we broke. What is this? This is the 618. Most likely on a retrace. This is it's 382. So we got the 382 on the retrace. We lost the position here, but we came down, stopped at the 50, and it looks like we're bouncing off of it. Now, that could also, we could also see a lot of sell pressure happening pretty soon because Bitcoin is ready to run. So, there are some pieces out here that don't make any sense. And in fact, while we're at it, let's, I think what I'm going to do to try to move this along, if you will, we're going to pop in, because every day I've been making buys. I've been doing my thing here, and we're going to go into our spot, and I'm going to pop this up on the screen. You guys can, so we're making another buy today. Yesterday we bought Injective. So now the question is, what are we going to use for our next buy? And we're actually going to go to the well one more time. And for this one, we're going to DCA. Now, let me show you before we get started here where we are on this overall. we're going to check out this portfolio. This is called the Believes Restart Portfolio, and let's look at it right now. So Solana, I'm up 6% on Solana. Avalanche, I'm up 16% on Avalanche. Arbitrum, I'm up 12.9. Render, I'm up 9%. Dogecoin, down 1.78. This really says a lot about meme coins, by the way. Down 1.78, 4.29 on Volt, down 5.7% on Injective. Bought that yesterday, so that was kind of a not the greatest of times to buy. And I think I told everybody in the video that I normally wouldn't buy at this point. Seems like a little bit high, but Bone Shiba Swap down almost 10%. Bone Shiba Swap just really not having a good time. Now that kind of lays out where we are on everything, and then the question becomes, what do we end up buying? And I want to go with Injective. Now, trading is the number 28 crypto overall. It seems to me like it's just a matter of time before Injective really starts to take off. Now, when we got into Injective, here at a price of $35.40. We're down a little bit. We're at 35.13 or 35.01. We're at 35.13 right now. So we're going to add $50 into our Injective portfolio, and that's going to be our move today. And we're just going to confirm that right there. And we set that order. We set that at 35136. So if we come over here and we look at our spot position right now, then we can see that Injective, we have finished that position. So that then comes down to what is our position at this point. We're going to order history here, and we're going to see our Injective. We just bought at 35. The average fill price here was 35.11, and we executed 1.42. So we're going to come over here and we're going to update our Injective. We're going to add a transaction, and we got, again, 35.111. Let's make sure we got that. Fill price was 35.111, so we got in at 35.111, and we bought 1.42 more Injective. So we're going to add that 1.42 more Injective. That's 49.86 total. We're going to add that into that overall buy. So now we've got a bigger position in Injective, and once Injective starts to turn around, which I think it's going to be due for a big pump. The reason, by the way, that we're doing this immediately and we're making this move, let me show you over here. The DeFi Llama dashboard. Inside that, we're going to look at chains, and we're going to see who's leading in 24-hour volume. And you can see right here, number 13 clocking in with 18 million, coming up big. Continuing to move up this chart is Injective. So Injective is about to pass Tron and could pass Base over the next couple of days. Obviously, it's clearly already passed Starknet, Ronin, Hedera. And look, there's a lot of people out there talking a lot of good stuff about it. So we're gonna continue on with some Injective, and we'll see exactly what happens. Now, at some point, we're gonna have to get into optimism, and we're really gonna need to check out Thorchain. Now, Thorchain price has been a little bit prohibitive for the last little while, so haven't been able to just kind of pop in there and get that one at a price that I was comfortable with. So. But I do think that, $6, $7, $8 coming pretty soon, probably to Thorchain. But, it was trading when we did this at about $4.07, something like that. And I thought maybe go a little bit lower. So that we'll close that out, and we'll get back over here to that chart again. So we've got, we've got this play out here on Solana. And by the way, let me get through here a little bit. We've got, I've talked to you guys about Miro quite a bit. I mean, it looks cooked. If I zoom out here, there's a trend line right here that tells me whether or not we're close to a breakout or not. We're not even close to the line at this point anymore. Now, I did kind of look around and ask, why is this happening, to see if I can get kind of a consensus on it. And the consensus answer was because Binance listing did not happen. Now, is there a reason why it didn't happen? Well, it's entirely possible that there was no Binance listing to begin with. They never said anything about a Binance listing. They just didn't shut down anybody who was saying that they heard a rumor that Binance would be listing it on Monday. Now, the reason that I bring that up is, if you remember a couple of weeks back, there was somebody who threw a bunch of money into something, said that it was going to be listed on Binance. A week later, it was listed on Binance. So, and they put $8.6 million, I want to say. So, you're watching these tokens, you're looking for some kind of play, some kind of move, something to show you that a play is going to happen, and that was one of the plays. So now here's the thing: I think that slowed down the bleed, if you will, but it's not stopping it. It's still just kind of on its way down. Now, that being the case, I would expect inside the golden pocket, which, as you can see right here, you're inside the golden pocket. I would expect that there'd be a reversal at some point here. Could be that we come all the way down here, but I would expect a reversal into that 14-15 range. Now, if it takes more time, then the breakout would come down here, and this thing would just continue on down here, and maybe 13 or something like that. Final death throw, if you will. I don't see any reason right now for people to continue on Myro. And by the way, nothing against the team, nothing against anybody who's on it or associated with it. It's just, it's no longer pumping. So if it's no longer pumping, then what are we doing? So it could be time to move on. Now, in the event, because it's still, by the way, highly traded, there is that possibility that a move would come, because even in this downward momentum, you're still looking at $8-9 million on Uniswap every single day. So it could be that you've got some continued enthusiasm for it, but I don't know yet. Now, but we're going to move on from that, and we're going to look at Ben. Ben was having a great day, a nice little recovery. I think you guys saw me talking about this right here, and then off the cliff it falls after hitting 6,000. Again, I said that was going to be the trend line right there, and then I thought, the next step out here was we were going to have this widening channel, and what we should see right here is a move up here, maybe a move back down here, and continued, maybe we get something like that, increased volatility. Well, we got increased volatility, but that increased volatility was just a dramatic sort of sell-off. Not a lot, by the way, but it's still numerically a dramatic amount of sell-off. And then some buy started right afterwards, but it didn't maintain itself, because then we got another sell amount, et cetera, et cetera. So, but as you can see down here in your RSIs, the thing that we're looking for is we're looking for some coloration changes. So we've gone from red to yellow, which means that that's probably the end of the downward trend, and I'll be looking for that upward momentum. The last time we got upward momentum like that, it went from here to here. So, if we get the same sort of recovery bounce, then it would stand to reason that that recovery bounce would be probably well, it's not going to be up around that last pump, but probably brings itself back into this range, and gets it starts going. I do think, and dare I say, I am really sure that this product is just a little bit away from an exponential type of move. I really think that Bencoin is going to have that sort of run. But we do have to deal with the broader markets, and the broader markets right now are not looking that great. As we say this, there's about $5 billion now in sell-off that has just happened in the last minute or so. So if I were to look at the total market cap right here, you can see what's happening right here. But look at this broader market cap in the last minute. You can see over the last 4 minutes, we've had a dramatic sort of dump that's happened in this market, which is coming off of a dramatic sort of dump that we had for the last 3 hours. So could be that bearish sentiment is kind of waning. It's not going to go too far, though. I do want to say this, that we might get a liquidity sweep, we might get, a move to the downside a little bit, but it's not going to go too far. It's not going to go too far because the Fed is just about to announce something. And if the Fed announces something amazing, then we're looking at a ridiculously good pump. So, that becomes the question at this point is, are we going to get that ridiculously good pump that it looks like? So I'm not sure that we will or will not, but we'll see what happens. Luna Classic just continuing to mint some downward momentum. It looks like what we're seeing is probably, it's probably that Evergrande sell-off that we didn't get the other day, because we're getting into the Asian market. There's something going on in the Asian market. Like it should be noted that we're still getting, it's getting more dramatic right now. $7 billion sell-off in the last few minutes. So we are looking at a dramatic move to the downside. Solana starting to eat it. Myro still eating it. Let's move on to a few more here. Avalanche coming down hard. Cardano coming down hard. SHIB coming down hard. Bone probably not coming down hard, but there are a few, by the way, there are a few greens out here, but 1%, 2%, 3% seems to be kind of the standard and the norm at this point. Injective down 2%. Dramatic, just a dramatic dump happening right now. Will it continue? I don't know the answer to that, but we are watching it play out, and this might be the start of a downward correction, or it could just be a lot of profit taking and a lot of nervous sentiment. People walking in, seeing the price, and making a decision rash at that point. Conflux, by the way down. Looks like it came down last few minutes, and then boom, we have the strength of that buyback happening right now. So looks like Conflux at least wants to run 1 inch. Big spike, moved down. Now it's pumping back up very quickly. So could be. And if you look here, back down to 4 billion. So it looks like the buying is coming right back on the alts. So, and by the way, we're looking in the next couple of days. It looks like we are just right there for altcoins. We're right there. At any moment now, we could see just an absolute rip start to happen on these altcoins, and things are just going to get out of control or out of hand. And it seems like that's where we're leaning, but we're not sure. It's going to take some time to try to figure out what is going on over here. So, but that's these are how the charts are looking. This is what's happening in these broader context of this market right now. You can see that there's a lot of I want to dump happening in at least the Korean market. I don't think the Chinese market's open yet. Our Chinese market opens up in another 30 minutes or so from when I'm filming. So, it could be that the Korean market just opened up and had a sell-off because of, something, but who knows? So anyway, that's going to be it for right now, guys. I just wanted to come out, talk to you guys, tell you what I'm seeing on the charts, and just kind of live do it, and see where it goes. We're down 3.5 billion in the market right now. So, maybe this will be a good night. Maybe it'll be a bad night. I don't know yet. I'm still just watching it. We'll figure it out. When we figure it out, we'll see you guys in the morning, and we'll talk about what is happening right now. You can see down there at the bottom that market cap came back up. It's in the green right now on the shortest time frame. On the 5 minute, still way down. On the 1 hour, still way down. Look at that. It's a dramatic sell-off when you look at the 1 hour for the last 3 hours. Dramatic sell-off happening. So, we'll see how this all plays out, and then we'll have the story for you in the morning. So until then, it's not financial advice. My name is Bleav. I'm always right. Thank you so much.